Hey, how you doing, and welcome back to another episode of my European A to Z adventure. We have just finished up in Newcastle for the letter N, and for the letter O we are still in the United Kingdom, but we have travelled north from England over the border into Scotland, and today I am in the Highlands of Scotland visiting the town of Oban. So as we explore this town, I'm going to be performing my 3 tasks as usual: to visit a local landmark, eat some local food and try a local drink. Not only going to be trying a beer but also a whisky, as there is a distillery here as well. So we're going to start our tour here down at the side of Oban Bay, and as you can see, just surrounding the bay there is lots of shops and bars, restaurants, coffee shops. And then all the way up there, you can probably just see, that is going to be the location for my landmark task. God help me trying to get up there in this heat. It's, even though it's quite cloudy and grey, it's about 22 degrees. We do have rain forecast for today, so hopefully we're not going to get caught in it as we walk up there. If we take a look further around the bay, I'm going to come back here at the end of the video. And we're going to come and have something local to eat and a drink. There's plenty of bars to choose between around here. But we are now going to head up to our first task, to see a local landmark. So this is the street that is just off from where the harbour is. As you can see, there's lots of kind of souvenir shops, fast food takeaways. Just a typical high street in a town. This is leading us up to our landmark, and as you saw from that clip, looks quite a bit of a distance, but the sat nav is only saying it's around about a 10-minute walk, but it's all uphill. So here we go, straight away we're going uphill. So there's the first part of the walk up to McCaig Tower. So finally made it, after catching back my breath, but bloody hell, that was one hell of a walk up. Here is McCaig's Tower. So if you've ever looked up from Oban and wondered what that's big Roman Colosseum thing standing at the top of the hill, that's McCaig's Tower. Spoiler alert, it's not Roman, and it's not even that old. John Stuart McCaig was a local banker, and he decided in the late 1800s to build this as a legacy. And somebody with a big ego would look to build something like this. So you get a beautiful view looking down onto Oban Bay. So that's a landmark task done here at McCaig's Tower, which is more like a wall really. It's not that long a walk from down by the side of the bay, but it is really steep. It took me a little while to get my breath back. As you see, somebody in such good shape as I am, it really did take a bit of time to catch my breath back. You got some absolutely beautiful views down out over the Oban Bay. So I'm now going to make my way back down. Thankfully it is all downhill, there's no more uphills. And we're going to just take a little bit of a walk around, see some more of this town before we move on to tasks 2 and 3 for having a local drink and something to eat. But we're going to explore more of this beautiful coastal town, so let's head on. So finally coming back down now to the main city centre. You see out there the view out into Oban Bay. There's the Caledonian McBrain ship just out there in the distance, if you can see that. So you do get cruises coming down this way, more like ferry cruises rather than what you'd think more of as a cruise. But you can take a trip out into the island over there. So I'm just going to go and take a little bit more of a walk around. Really could do with getting a drink now after that steep hill walk. There were lots of cars passing by as I was walking up and walking back down. There is a car park there, so you can drive up if you do come, especially people who are a little bit limited on their feet. And people live up there as well. There are houses, so wouldn't like to make this walk on a daily basis, put it that way. But here we are back down into the city centre. We're going to take a walk down to the right hand side here before we make our way back round to the main area. So I've just made my way from McCaig's Tower down back to the marina, and I've just took a walk along and just admiring how beautiful the view is from here. Even with the grey clouds in the sky, it's still an absolutely beautiful view out into the bay. So out over there is kind of the main area, the tourist area of Oban Bay. And as we come around to this side, there's a cathedral over there which I'm going to go and take a look at. So here behind me is St Columba's Cathedral, one of the youngest cathedrals in Scotland. This was built in the 1930s. It's kind of standing overlooking the bay. So let's just take a closer look before we make our move from here. So I do hope you're enjoying this video so far. Just stopped at St Columba's Cathedral and I'm making my way back into Oban Bay's kind of main tourist area. I am actually staying here tonight, and there will be a video coming up soon. Booked the cheapest hotel that you can possibly find in Oban. It's a Sunday night, and when I say cheapest hotel, not including things like hostels and guest houses and B&Bs, an actual hotel, and it's the cheapest one that you can find on this night. But you're certainly not short of hotels. There's one here, and then as we make our way back around the bay, there are hotels all over the town, not only overlooking the bay but in the streets back, which is where one of mine is. And just to show you McCaig's Tower, where I've just been, I don't know if you can see that there up in the distance, right up at the top, that's where we've just come from. And then down over here in front is the bay. So not only do I hope you're enjoying this episode, but I also hope you're enjoying this series. I've had so much fun visiting all the towns and cities around Europe that I have, and we've still got quite a few to go. Some surprises. I've been going at different times of the year, as you've probably been able to see. My hair's different in some of them. The weather's different. Some are wearing a shirt, some wearing a coat. So as you can imagine, I have been going at different times of the year. And there's been a couple that I've got beautiful snow sceneries, so definitely worth subscribing and hitting that notification bell so you get updates when future videos come out. So let's head on back round. We're going to stop somewhere to get a drink. I'm parched. It is really warm, even though it's quite cloudy. Getting up a sweat just doing all this walking, especially up that hill to McCaig's Tower. So come on, let's head back round to the main marina and we'll find a pub to get a drink and maybe a whisky as well. Okay, so it's now time to perform my second task of today. If you've been watching the episodes, I normally do the food task and then the drink, but I'm going to mix it up this time. I'm going to go for a drink in the Oban Inn. I'm going to get a local beer if they've got any on draft, and then also a local whisky. There is a distillery here in Oban, so fingers crossed that they've got something that is locally distilled here in Oban, and there is seating outside, so we'll try and get a table. If not, we'll stay inside, but let's head in. Just got my drinks, and this is the view from the beer garden out onto the bay. So I've ordered 2 drinks. I've got a Tennant's lager. They didn't do any local beer, but Tennant's is Scottish, and that there is a locally distilled whisky. That's called an Oban 14. So that's a 14-year-old whisky. I'm not a massive whisky fan, but I'm sure my Uncle David is looking down, smiling. So I'm going to try these. There's no table, so I've had to get a makeshift table out here on the side. So let's give these a go. So first up is the Tennant's lager. Cheers everybody from Oban. Beautiful beer on this hot day. Cheers again. And now for the whiskey. Like I said, I'm not really a big fan, but here we go. Cheers. Actually, that is really nice. It's not as, I find whiskies can be quite harsh on the, when you drink it on the throat, but that's quite smooth. Cheers. So then 2 came to a total of £13. It's quite expensive, but I guess you're paying for the view and the location. Once again, cheers. So I've just finished up in the Oban Inn. This is a pub that dates back to 1790. Got a couple of drinks in there, so I'm going to move on to find somewhere to get something to eat. It would be quite easy to go and get some haggis, since I'm in Scotland, but I've already done that in Edinburgh. So I think I need to try something different. So let's head on down around the bay. So it's now time to go and get something to eat. Seeing as we are right on the coast here at Oban Bay, I'm going to go and get something from this seafood place. So I'm going to go and check out what's on the menu, get something ordered. It is kind of street food style rather than a restaurant. Everything seems quite expensive around this bay for food. I've just passed somewhere where it was around about £20 for fish and chips. So let's see what these have got on the menu. We're gonna have to go and try somewhere else because that was cash only and I've not got any cash on me. Must be like the king, I don't carry any cash. So I'm gonna go and try and find somewhere else to eat. Okay, so it's now time to try somewhere else for something to eat. There's a seafood bar and grill here, so I'm gonna go and check out what they've got on the menu, get something ordered and check it out. Okay, so I've just sat down near this takeaway place. Got some king prawns. They are absolutely huge. If you look at the size of them, they've got kind of the cocktail sauce on them. These are locally caught as well. I was asking when I was ordering. Let's try these out. So So really nice texture on them, really juicy. As you can see, decent size as well. So they were £4. I think you get, I would say, around about 10 of them. I think that's pretty good value. There's a stall just a little bit further up where you're paying £20 for fish and chips, and I saw somebody ordering it, and it wasn't a massive portion either. So, but these are absolutely beautiful, really good, really nice and juicy, decent size, and you get a good portion for £4. So that's my time in Oban come to an end, but I do hope you've enjoyed exploring this beautiful little coastal town with me. It's now time to move on to the letter P. Here is a clue as to where I'm going to. Leave a comment down below with your guesses as to where I'm going to be travelling to. Don't forget to leave a like on this video. Do subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, it really does help small YouTubers grow. And I will see you in the destination of letter P.